Good afternoon, and I welcome you, students. We are going to begin very important chemical properties of the metal. Let us do and relieve some stress from our body and stiffness. Sit comfortably on the chair. Your fingers close. Inhale, exhale 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wrist rotation. 5 times clockwise, 5 times anti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Inhale up, exhale down, Bhastrika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, shoulders. When we study, spinal cord should be erect. Spinal cord should be erect. Sit comfortably. Make your spinal cord erect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release your neck. Release your neck. There should be no stiffness in the neck while we are studying. Should release it. Right hand stretch to the right side. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to the center. Inhale to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vapis. Exhale. Right, left. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Rotation 3 clockwise, 3 anti. Half inhale, half exhale. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. Okay, come back. Tap your feet. Tap your feet. All right, come back. Now we have activated our body. Loosen your hands. So we have improved and increased our energy levels. Relax, relax, and some breathing with we will inhale from the nostril deeply and exhale with om sound. Sit comfortably on your chair, feet are touching the ground, 2 hands are on your laps or on the table. Inhale. No. Second round. Inhale as deeply as possible. Last round. Come back, observe your breath. Deep breathing is very good to relax our mind. Come back to the original position, observe your breath, hold your hands, prayer to the God and the universe. We thank you, God. We thank you, universe. Thank you, environment, for the gift of life. We are doing our best. Attitude of gratitude is very good. Rub your 2 hands and heat energy is produced. Heat, this is a type of field. Put it on the face and let this magnetic field go to the entire body and heal you, heal you. Keep inhaling, exhaling. Now you may open your eyes with smiles on your face and 1, 2, 3, come back. All right, we are back for the session, which is going to be a very, very important and amazing session. Focus, concentrate, set up an intention. Our target is today to study the chemical properties of the metal. So we are setting up an intention that we will focus and concentrate on the chapter of metals and non-metals chemical properties. Last time, students, we have discussed the physical properties. Now we will be discussing the chemical properties. You can sip water It helps. 75% of my body is water, and I say, oh, water, heal me. Water heals. Water heals me. I sip the water. I am not drinking, I am sipping only few drops of water. So they will heal me. And now we are ready for the session. Energy levels are high, concentration good, focus good, and we will be concentrating and focusing on the lesson. Last time we have discussed with you physical properties of the metals and non-metals. Can you give me three difference between metals and non-metals? Three differences. Such a question is going to be asked in the paper. Give three important differences between metals and non-metals. Physical properties we have discussed. What are the three important differences? What answer you are giving, students? Be with me, participate with me. It helps. We keep on revising the topics so that we can learn and learn more. What are the three differences between metals and non-metals? What did we study? In terms of physical properties, you have studied malleable ductility. So very important, good conductors of heat and electricity, and they are not non-malleable, non-ductile. They are not good conductors of heat. All these properties have been studied in the previous lecture. But now we are coming to the chemical properties of the metals. Because we have seen there were exceptions to the rules which we were talking. There were certain exceptions we have already discussed with you. What do you mean by chemical properties? In chemistry, when we say chemical properties, that means some chemical reaction will take place. And the first thing to study will be the reaction with air, with the oxygen. You know, air contains oxygen, gas. So what we want to study, how do metals react with oxygen? When metal react with oxygen means this oxygen is there is a metal. Do the metals will react directly with oxygen, or we will have to heat it? What happens? All the metals are not having the same order of reaction with oxygen. Few may react in the presence of air and oxygen at room temperature. Others will require heating, and few reaction may be very slow or may not react. So we have to study, we have to take all the metals, whatever metals are, and one by one, what will we do? We will react with oxygen, and then if in cold condition at room temperature the reaction doesn't take place, we heat it and then we study. That is what we mean by. So what will happen when metals are burnt in air? Naturally air has oxygen and nitrogen also, but here I am discussing the reaction of metal with oxygen, not with nitrogen. We will see just now. We will perform an activity. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. Oxides of the metals. The general equation for the reaction is metal plus oxygen gives metal oxide. You can give me some examples of the oxidation of the metals or reaction with air. Do you know anything? Have you seen any oxidation of a metal in air? Metals reacting with air or oxygen? You have seen the rusting of iron. Iron gets rusted. So what happens? Iron is being oxidized by air, by oxygen. Water is also present. Some acid is also present. These are some of the reactions which we already aware of. We have experienced in our everyday life. Rust is a form of iron oxide. Almost all metals, we can say that almost all metals combine with oxygen to form metal oxides. All metals, I'm saying. Can you name few metals? Can you name few metals, students? Can you give me the names of few metals? You have sodium, you have potassium, magnesium, calcium, You are saying iron, all these metals, zinc. So what happens if I try to react these metals with oxygen? Do they all react with oxygen at the same rate, or some reacts faster, some reacts slower? We are saying in general metal do react, but we will observe. What will we observe, student? We will observe that what we observe that different metals react with oxygen at different rates. What it means? The reaction of some metal is very fast, some is slow, some will require heating, and few metals do not react with oxygen. Do not react with oxygen gas. Can you give me the name of the metal which do not react with oxygen? Do you know anything? Do you know anything about this, students? Do you know any metals which do not react with oxygen? Inert metals. They are called inert metals. They are not reactive. We will see that by the activities. Okay. Note down everything before we proceed further, students. Some of the questions which are coming in our mind when we are discussing the reaction of metal with oxygen. Do all metal react with oxygen? First question. Questions which are in our mind, student. Do aluminium react with oxygen? What happens when metals are burnt in oxygen? Does gold react with oxygen? Do metals burn in oxygen? Does copper react with oxygen? All these questions are there. What we can do, how do we know? Unless we have to perform an activity. We have to perform experiment in our lab to study this. We can take different metals and burn them in oxygen, and then we will study their rates. It is already known copper forms an oxide which is black in color. Here is a reaction of copper burns in air to combine with oxygen to form copper 2 oxide. This is called copper 2 oxide. The formula is CuO, and this is a black color. And this means you have to heat it. This will take place when you heat the copper in oxygen. So when you heat the copper in oxygen, you get copper oxide. The color of the copper oxide is black. You know what is the color of copper? It has a shining luster, gray type of shining luster, and it becomes black when you heat it in oxygen. Aluminium also forms aluminium oxide on heating, and that is Al2O3. That is an oxide of the aluminium. What do you have? You have aluminium oxide. This is called aluminium oxide. Interesting thing is that once this layer is formed on the surface of the aluminium, this is my aluminium, on the surface of it, it reacts to form Al2O3, then no further oxidation takes place. Because this layer becomes inert. There is a layer of Al2O3 on the surface of aluminium, no further oxidation takes place. It's type of a protective. It is a type of protective oxide layer on aluminium, on the aluminium metal. So then the rusting of aluminium doesn't take place. But in iron, it doesn't happen. It does not happen in the case of iron, but it is happening in the case of aluminium Al2O3. Note down everything.
Every point, everything note down because this is very important. I will provide you a lot of valuable and important information in great detail. These notes are very useful, will be helping you in higher classes also. Keep with them. Further we go. Potassium, potassium, K. It is very reactive. It burns with lilac flame when heated in air. This is a reaction of potassium with oxygen. It burns with lilac flame. You know what is the lilac color? What is that color? It burns with a lilac color. Potassium. A very beautiful color you will see, and it burns to form oxide of the potassium. Potassium oxide is formed. Magnesium. What happens to magnesium? Reacts readily in air burning to a white light. Have you done an experiment in the science lab burning of magnesium ribbon? Did you do that? Tell me. Have you done this in the science lab? Did you do these experiments, students? Magnesium burns in air with a dazzling flame. They call it a dazzling flame. You can do this in the chemistry lab. This is a magnesium ribbon. You can have a burner, students, with a tongue. Is a tongue, student. Hold this, and you will burn this ribbon. Burner. What happens when you burn it? If I am burning at this point, student, let me burn at this point. Burner. So what will happen if I burn at this point? You can prepare a watch glass can be kept. You will get a powder of MgO here. What do you get? Magnesium oxide. It burns with a dazzling flame, and this flame is what they say, dazzling flame. You can do it in the chemistry lab. Have you done it, this activity? Tell me, students, did you do it? So the
Yes,
reaction
sir.
given, how you did it? Take a magnesium, rub it with a sandpaper so that any dust or anything is there, remove it, and then you say a very beautiful flame coming out from this. So this is magnesium oxide powder, which is formed white color. These are some of the reactions which we are showing and what we are trying to say. Now we will do an activity, an experiment. As I said, here is an activity. In the NCERT book, you will find they are already doing activity or experiments in the chemistry lab, science lab. But these activities should be done in the presence of teacher because some of the metals will catch fire. If a metal is highly reactive, what will happen? It will immediately catch fire. So we have to be very careful which metal I am talking about. These metals will be important. We will discuss. So you can take aluminium, copper, iron, lead, magnesium, zinc, and sodium. You know sodium metal. It will catch fire in the air immediately, and it is not stored. It is stored in kerosene oil. This is very reactive metal. Sodium is very reactive. It will catch fire in air. Following activity needs teacher's assistance. It would be better if students wear eye protection. See, eye protection is very important. You should always wear, students, and glasses. You should always wear the glasses when you are doing that. So we must wear the glasses. Wear the glasses. ठीक है, because some flames, some toxic vapors may come to your eyes. Some flames or toxic vapors can come to your eyes. You should be very careful. So you have aluminum, copper, iron, lead, magnesium, zinc, sodium, or many other metals are there. Hold any of these samples. Hold any of the samples taken above with pair of tongs and try burning over a flame. Repeat with other metal samples. ठीक है, you have to repeat with other metal samples. Any of the sample taken above with pair of tongs. No, why do you use pair of tongs? How will you heat it? Any metal. Collect the products if form. Just now I have shown you the burning of magnesium. Let the products and metal surface cool down. Which metals burn easily? What flame color did you observe? So what you are recording? Observation. Important observations which we will make, student. First, collect the product. What is saying? Collect the products. Second, let the products and metal surface cool down. Which metals burn easily? Which metals burn easily? What is the flame color? What is the color of the flame? How does metal surface appear? Metal surface color after burning. After burning. ठीक है? Arrange the metal in decreasing order of reactivity. Order of reactivity. We will talk of this, student. Order of reactivity towards oxygen. Towards oxygen only I'm saying, because this reaction is oxygen. And test whether these products are soluble in water or not. Soluble in water or not. All right, you have 2 minutes to answer these questions. 2 minutes to answer this question. Note down. Two minutes to answer the questions. Take 3 minutes to answer such questions, students. Lot of Activities or experiments are performed to find out which metals react fast, which are slower, and what is the type of flame colors which are produced, and order of reactivity and products we try to dissolve in water and see are they soluble in water or not. What are your observations, students? Do all the metals burn with same rate or some are faster, some are slower? What is your answer? We have taken aluminium, copper, iron, lead, magnesium, zinc, and sodium. Which reacts fastest according to you in all this list? Okay, let us see what happens. We observed in activity, this is activity 3.9, which is given in the NCERT book. All metals do not react with oxygen at the same rate. Very important. First of the observations, experimental observations, student. What are these? All metals. Let me. What we're getting, students? What we observe, student? In these cases, all metals do not react with oxygen at the same rate. First thing, different metals show different reactivity. Metals such as potassium and react. Which metal react very fast? As you can see, sodium. Na is sodium and potassium. K, potassium. They react so vigorously that they will catch fire. They catch fire if kept in open. Very reactive. So that means they are highly reactive. So reactive that we cannot keep them in open. They are always kept in kerosene oil. They are stored in kerosene oil. What it will do? Do you understand what is kerosene oil? You know what is kerosene oil? Tell me, you know about kerosene oil? Is a petroleum product. So you have kerosene oil, inside that you keep sodium and potassium to protect it in coming in contact with air. If it will come in contact with air, what it will happen? It will catch fire. No, it is explosive and dangerous. So they are highly reactive. Which are the most reactive metals? Fast, tell me. Which are the most reactive metals, students? Sodium and potassium are highly reactive. Note down. Here we are giving you a list of how the reactivity takes place. Potassium reacts vigorous when heated. Lilac flame, white solid form, white solid form. In the activity, we have asked you the products formed, colors. Tarnishes when freshly cut at room temperature. Note down potassium. This is the first metal I'm talking. Note down these points. Sodium Sodium reacts vigorously when heated. Yellow orange flame and white solid tarnishes when freshly cut at room temperature. Calcium reacts vigorously by strong heating. Brick red flame. Brick red flame. See, there is a color of the flame also, which is important. Different colors are there when you will experience them. These metal oxides, what is happening? Metals are burning, oxides are formed, and beautiful flame colors are there. They are called flame colors. These colors are used for identification of these elements. Identification of the element. In the case of potassium, what flame color you are seeing? Lilac flame. In the case of sodium, what you are seeing? Yellow orange flame. You have seen sodium lamps are used. They give yellow color, very beautiful yellow colors. Calcium, what color you are seeing? Brick red flame. These are the colors of the flame, very beautiful. Magnesium, white light and white solid form. Slowly forms a surface oxided magnesium. You have seen dazzling flame. I told you dazzling flame, student, which is like a white light. What is that? Dazzling flame. Dazzling flame. Aluminium, it reacts readily with strong heating as a powder. White solid formed. What is the color of the solid form? Note down. Aluminium will form white solid. Al2O3 is white in color. Zinc reacts steadily, forming a yellow solid when changes to white on cooling. Slowly forms a surface oxide at the room temperature. Note down everything, very important. Iron reacts readily. Iron filing orange sparks and black solid forms a surface oxide at the room temperature. Copper reacts on heating, form black solid. Copper forms black solid and surface oxide at room temperature. Note down everything, student. Very important. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Note down. So the activities which we have performed, students, we told you in the NCERT says what are the observations. Here are the observations. Note down. Note down the color of the products, color of the flames, and how fast and how slow is the reaction. Sodium and potassium will catch fire. This is very important. So they cannot be kept in the open air. They have to be stored in kerosene oil. This question has been put up to the students in the exam. After you note down, I will proceed further, students. Note down all this. The nature of the oxides, the color of the oxides. Then we will put them in water and see what happens. Put them in water and see what happens. How they react. How they react with the water. We will see the reaction of the oxides with water. Can I proceed further, students? Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very important information. A few more things I would like to discuss in this because we are talking of reactions with air and atmosphere. You have heard about rusting. What is rusting? Did you hear about rusting? You have seen that certain metals, they are oxidized in the presence of air or oxygen. They get rusted. Have you seen iron forming reddish brown color? Have you seen? Yes or no? Tell me. Iron. Did you see in iron? It is very famous. The rusting of iron is a very great loss of the metal of the iron. Sometimes even the bridges have collapsed because of rusting of iron. It's very, very important matter. Because if metals will get oxidized in air, what will happen? They will corrode, they will deteriorate and waste. That is a wastage which we don't want. In case of rusting of iron, the iron reacts with oxygen present in air, moisture, develop rust. This is the reaction of iron in the presence of air and oxygen. This is water. So air has oxygen, iron forms rust. This is the product of rusting of iron, rust. You can see this is a reddish brown in color. The color of this is reddish brown. Iron rust, rusting of iron is very, very important, and it is a wastage of the iron. Even the ships, we have to protect the rusting of iron. They do it by many methods. There are many methods to prevent rusting of iron in your homes. The doors are painted, iron doors are painted. Why? Because otherwise they will get rusted and will be spoiled. Copper, you have seen copper vessels becoming green color. You have seen some coins. Have you seen coins becoming green in color? Tell me yes or no. Green color on coins.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
brass material, if you have any brass material at home, they become green. What is that green color? The materials which are made up of copper vessels. After some time, you see a greenish layer on them. What is that? The copper reacts with oxygen, air, and carbon dioxide of the atmosphere. That is a type of rusting of copper. What I'm saying, rusting of a copper, it reacts with oxygen, carbon dioxide, atmospheric moisture, and green colored coating of copper hydroxide and copper. This is green in color. Green in color, student. So we rub it, and this is a hydroxide. We wash it with some acid or something to remove that. It's a rusting of copper. Have you seen silver? Silver coins, if you keep for a long period of time, they become black. Did you see that? Silver coins.
Yes, sir.
Black color. Why they become black? It is also a type of reaction of silver with oxygen and H2S gas, which is present in the atmosphere. Small amount of H2S is also present. So slowly and slowly what happens? The silver is undergoing rusting, I am saying. These are all examples of the rusting, the reaction of metals in the presence of oxygen. So the silver coins or silver spoon, silver plate, it becomes black. And here we have given what happens. This is my silver, which has a metallic luster. It is a metal. And you see H2S and oxygen. This is black. This is a sulfide of silver. That layer is formed on the top of the silver, and these silver spoons. If you have silver spoons, they will appear black after some time. What is that black layer? Ag2S. Ag2S. And in the case of copper, what is that green color? You have a formation of COS twice and CuCO3. This will give you green color on the copper utensils. These are some of the reactions which we are talking, which we experience in our everyday life. This is our daily routine which we are seeing everyday life. Sometimes they put questions on this. You should know that what is the reaction of silver. It is a sulfide of silver. For copper, it is a hydroxide and carbonate which is formed. Iron rusting is an oxide of iron. Is an oxide of iron. Wherever there is a lot of moisture, oxygen, some acid is present, this will happen. The metal will corrode, and once the metal start corroding, it is a loss of the metal. So we have to prevent this process. Corrosion is just a loss of and deterioration of metals, which we want to prevent it. That is what we say polishing and painting and all that processes which we do. Note down everything, student. Very important information has been provided. Note down. So we proceed further. Now we see students, at ordinary temperature, the surfaces of certain metals such as magnesium, aluminium, zinc, lead are covered with a thin layer of oxide. What happens? I am talking of which metals? Magnesium, aluminium, zinc, and lead. I am saying at ordinary temperature means room temperature. What happens? They form oxide layer. They form oxide layer. A layer of oxide is formed on them. For example, magnesium will form magnesium oxide, Al will form Al2O3, you have ZnO, you have PbO. These are oxide layers are formed. And these oxide layers act as a protective, they are called protective oxide layers. As you have seen the problem of rusting, rust will finish the metal. Iron will get rusted and slowly the whole iron will corrode. But why do magnesium, aluminum, zinc and lead doesn't corrode? Because they form an oxide layer on their surface which protects further oxidation. This protective oxide layer prevents metal from further oxidation. Very important point. They will ask this question, students, to you. Therefore, they do not rust. These metals do not get rusted. They do not corrode or do not get rusting. It will stop. The rusting will stop because of the formation of preventive oxide layer. Iron does not burn on heating, but iron filings burn vigorously when sprinkled. One is iron, other is iron filings. What is the difference between the two? Can you tell me? Iron metal, if I take a big piece, it is not burning. But if iron filings are small, these are iron filings. See, this is a piece of iron. Okay? This does not burn. But these iron filing, this small, their surface area becomes large, they will burn vigorously in the flame of the burner, and they burn vigorously, students. Powdered iron will burn vigorously. Copper does not burn, but the hot metal is coated with black color layer of copper oxide. What happens in the case of copper? Copper 2 oxide. What is the color of this? Black. Black colored oxide layer is formed. Silver and gold do not react with oxygen even at high temperature. Which are the two metals which do not react? Now we are coming to this. Number 1 point, protective layer. Number 2, number 3, number 4 point, silver. What is Ag? Silver. What is Au? Gold. They do not react with oxygen even at high temperature. Important, they will ask you this question. Which are the two metals which do not react with oxygen? What is your answer? Which metals do not react with oxygen even on heating? What answer we have?
Silver and gold.
Note down, important. The activities which we performed showed that different reactivity of metal is different. Further, student, the question is oxide of the metal. What is that? They are usually basic in nature. Important. 1, 2. The oxides of metal are basic in nature, but some are amphoteric. Now, what is basic? What do you mean by basic oxide? We have earlier also told you metal form basic oxides. If I put in water, what will happen? Basic oxide is there, you put in water. what will happen? They will turn blue litmus red or red litmus blue. Dissolve in water. What will be the result?
So they will turn red litmus blue.
They are basic. Means they will turn red litmus blue. Note down, important. So mostly, I'm saying most are basic in nature, but few are amphoteric. What do you mean by amphoteric? Most are basic. What do you mean by amphoteric, student? Amphoteric. What do you mean by amphoteric oxide? Which can act both as acid and base. Amphoteric means they can act both acids and bases, basic. So they can be acidic, they can be basic. Certain oxides are like that. Can you name amphoteric oxides? Question important for the paper. We are going to discuss that here. Amphoteric oxides. So we are saying there are basic oxides, there are amphoteric oxides, there are neutral oxides also. But here, metallic oxides are generally insoluble in water. Some metallic oxide like sodium oxide and potassium oxide dissolve in water to produce alkalis. What are alkalis, students? Those oxides which dissolve in water are soluble in water. They will form hydroxides and they are called alkalis. They are called alkalis. So example, sodium oxide and potassium oxide. Na2O is an oxide of sodium. This is an oxide of potassium. They will dissolve in water and form alkalis. This is alkali. This is alkali, alkaline solutions. So they will turn red litmus.
So
What will
blue.
blue? Because the solution has become alkaline. That is why we say they are basic oxides. What are these? They are examples of basic oxides. But there are amphoteric oxides. Question was given to the students. Again, it will be given. Very important question. Question is, what are amphoteric oxides? Give example. This is a very important question for us in the exam. Now our answer is oxides of metals which are both acidic as well as basic in behavior are known as amphoteric oxide. Note down. Note down, student. Very important. Tell me now, what are amphoteric oxides? Fast. This question will be asked. What are amphoteric oxides? Which can act both acidic as well as basic behavior. Examples. They will ask you give examples of that. Examples of amphoteric oxides. Very important question. Very important question is coming on the paper. Here we are saying 2-1, aluminium oxide and zinc oxide. Note down, students, very important. Al2O3 and ZNO. These oxides are amphoteric. They can act as acid as well as base. If it is an acid, it will react with base to form salt and water. If it is a base, it will react with acid to form salt and water. So then we have to show by reactions. Show by reaction. Note down. Note down, students. Very important question. Note down. Aluminium oxide. Here it is reacting with acid. This is an acid. Tell me now, is it acid or base? Tell me, is it acid or base here? Al2O3, it is acting as a base or acid here?
So base.
Basic. It forms salt and water in this reaction. Aluminium oxide also reacts with alkali. This is the base. Now it is acting as an acid. So base and acid form salt and water. So aluminum oxide, this reaction note down, important. They will ask you, give a reaction in which an oxide is acting as an acid and a base, amphoteric oxide. So you have to give example of Al2O3. It can act as a base, it can act as an acid. Zinc oxide. Here, tell me, zinc oxide is acting as a base or acid in this case? Reaction number 1, reaction number 2, 3. Tell me, this zinc oxide is acid or a base in this reaction? What is this?
So base.
This is base. This is acid and forming salt and water. And in the fourth reaction, this is acting as, this is a base. Then what is this? Acid. Then it is forming salt. So you can see, students, very important, that certain oxides can be amphoteric. Certain oxides can be amphoteric, means they can act as acid as well as bases. Is it clear? So today we have done very, very important lesson, the chemical properties of metals with air, with oxygen, and what are the oxides formed, and color of certain flames which we get, and the products which are produced. And the oxides formed are generally basic, but few oxides are amphoteric in nature. Aluminium oxide and zinc oxide, we find they are amphoteric, so they can react both with acids and bases. Any doubts, students? Clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, we end up the lecture here. Very important. Please share our videos with your friends. You will get recorded videos and your notes are very important. And we will meet you in the next class. Okay, then bye-bye.
Thank you.